There's no better judge of fur in all the traders I've had. Before long, the company'll make ye a factor." As young Murdo McFarlane filled and lighted his pipe, his eyes rested with burning intensity upon his young wife. When finally he spoke, it was half to himself, half to Molaire. "When the lass and I were married, back yon, in the boomin' of the bells of St. Anne's, I vowed me a vow that I'd do the best 'twas in me to do for her. And I vowed it again when, a year later, the bells of St. Anne's rang out at the christening of the wee little Margot. Is it the best a man can do, to spend his life in the buyin' of fur for a wage, when gold 'twould pay for a kingdom lies hid in the sands for the takin'?" Molaire's reply was interrupted by a sound from without, and the occupants of the room looked at each other in surprise. For it was February, and the north lay locked in the iron grip of the strong cold. Since mid-afternoon, the north wind had roared straight out of the Arctic, driving before it a blue-white smother of powder-dry snow particles that cut and seared the skin like white-hot steel filings. McFarlane was halfway across the floor when the door opened and a man, powdered white from head to foot, stepped into the room in a swirl of snow fine as steam. With his hip he closed the door against the push of the wind, and advancing into the room, shook off his huge bearskin mittens and unwound the heavy woolen scarf that encircled his parka hood and muffled his face to the eyes. The scarf, stiff with ice from his frozen breath, crackled as it unwound, and little ice chips fell to the floor. "Ah, it's Downey. Who else? Lad, what a night to be bucking the storm!" cried the trader. Corporal Downey, of the Royal Northwest Mounted Police, grinned as he advanced to the stove. "It was buck the storm to Lashin' Water post, or hole up in a black spruce camp till it was over. She looks like a 3 days storm, and I prefer Lashin' Water." "You're well in time for supper, Corporal," welcomed Molaire. "And the longer the storm lasts, the better. For now, we'll have days and nights of real whist. We've tried to teach Tom Shirts to play, but he knows no more about it now than he knows about the 10 Commandments, and cares less. So we've been at it three-handed. But three-handed whist is like a three-legged dog. It limps." Nisaka, the squaw, looked in from the kitchen to announce supper, and after ordering Tom to attend to the corporal's dogs, Molaire clapped his hands impatiently to attract the attention of McFarlane and Downey, who were beating the snow from the latter's moose-hide parka. "Come," insisted the old man. "Your outfit'll have plenty time to dry out. The supper'll be cold, and we're losing time. We've wasted a hand of cards already. Is the gold bug still buzzing in your bonnet, Mac?" asked Downey, as Molaire flourished the keen-bladed carving knife over the roasted caribou haunch. "Aye," answered the young Scotchman, "and when the rivers run free in the spring, I'll be going to get it." A long moment of silence followed the announcement, during which the carving knife of Molaire was held suspended above the steaming roast. The old man's gaze centered upon his son-in-law's face, and in that moment he knew that the younger man's decision had been made, and that nothing in the world could change it. The words of Margot flashed through his brain. "If he goes, I go, and the little Margot, too. If one dies, we all die together." His little daughter, the light of his life since the death of her mother years before, and the tiny, wee Margot who had snuggled her way into his rough old heart to cheer him in his old age, going away, far and far away into the God knows where of bitter cold and howling blizzard, and all on a fool's